Namaste, my friends. This is Khenpo Gurudas Śunyatananda with another Dharma reflection. And today what I'd like to ask you to consider is, what is it that you're doing in your spiritual practice in order to meet your commitments? What are the commitments that first of all, the commitments that you made as a practitioner, the commitments perhaps that you made as a bodhisattva? What are you doing today in order to be able to alleviate suffering? What are you doing to be able to eliminate the causes of suffering for yourself and for others? Quite often we find ourselves in an experience of life that's fraught with difficulties, with physical difficulties, emotional difficulties, career difficulties, and relationship difficulties. And we don't realize that until the Dharma practice that was once the center of our focus, that was important enough for us to make those commitments, to take those vows, to say, this is my spiritual path, until we bring our focus back to those very same moments of awareness, then things in our lives are not going to go as well as they should. And until we're able to let go of the idea that anyone else is responsible for our experience, then those experiences are always going to be fraught with difficulty because our focus is in the wrong place. When our experiences are challenging, when our experiences are difficult, when depression sets in or anxiety sets in, it's always within ourselves that we can find the answer. It's always within our own minds that we've created that experience. And so the purpose of our spiritual practice is to become more mindful of that in the moment, to be able to live more deeply in the moment, so that we don't get thrown off course, so that we don't get knocked off balance. That doesn't mean that difficulties aren't going to happen. That doesn't mean that there aren't going to be emotions that arise that don't serve us well. It just means that when those emotions arise, we can sit with those emotions, acknowledge that they're there, and whether we acknowledge those privately or we acknowledge those to those around us, we're acknowledging that these difficulties exist and that we're going to move through them because we recognize that they're all impermanent. We also recognize that the point of power is always within us. And so if things are going difficult for us, if we're finding ourselves fraught with anxiety, with depression, with anger, with disappointment, then we always have to recognize that whatever it is that we're experiencing is a reflection of something within ourselves that we can let go of, something that we can resolve, some chaotic data that needs to be forgiven, that needs to be released, that needs to be loved. And so I hope that you'll take that with you as we begin this beautiful warm season of summer. And for those of us that are on the other side of the planet who are experiencing the beginnings of winter, just allow yourself to be more richly, more fully, and more deeply in the moment, where you can recognize that you're the author of your life and you're the author of your experiences, and that there are no right or wrong decisions. There are only decisions in the moment. And you can always change that choice that you made in the next moment. Until next time, this is Khenpo Gurudas Śunyatananda from Zenkondo.com, wishing you well, wishing you peace, and praying that all sentient beings might experience a release from suffering and the causes of suffering. Namaste.